Holocaust Memorial Day is the international day on the 27th of January to remember the 6 million Jews murdered during the Holocaust, alongside the millions of other people killed under Nazi persecution and in subsequent genocides in Cambodia, Rwanda, Bosnia and Darfur. The Holocaust threatened the fabric of civilization, and genocide must still be resisted every day. Our world often feels fragile and vulnerable, and we cannot be complacent. Even in the UK, prejudice and the language of hatred must be challenged by us all. Normally at Lanark Grammar School, those in S5 and S6 gather for an assembly on Holocaust Memorial Day. But this year, the entire school community will gather remotely and remember and reflect on the horrors of the Holocaust. We meet today at a time when the UK is divided, with many of us experiencing uncertainty, fear and grief. Increasing levels of denial, division and misinformation in today's world mean we must remain vigilant against hatred and identity-based hostility. Yet we know tens of thousands of people are coming together to mark Holocaust Memorial Day, to help those in need and to build a better future. Communities like ours are standing in solidarity and experiencing togetherness, even while we are apart. The theme for Holocaust Memorial Day 2021 is Be the Light in the Darkness. It encourages everyone to reflect on the depths humanity can sink to, but also the ways individuals and communities resisted that darkness to be the light, before, during and after genocide. Be the Light in the Darkness is an affirmation and a call to action for everyone marking Holocaust Memorial Day. We can all stand in solidarity. We can all choose to be the light in the darkness.
In darkness, even a small light stands out, although it needs to be nurtured to continue shining without faltering. One light alone is vulnerable, but many lights together are too strong to be extinguished. Together, they can dispel darkness completely. Light is not something we can easily keep to ourselves, and when we share it, others benefit. Light can come from many different sources. Everyone has different talents and capabilities. But what is most important is the commitment we all make to do our best to stand up for those who are suffering and to confront hate, fear and prejudice whenever we encounter it.
Darkness is frightening for many, not least because it can hide danger and prevent us from knowing which way to go or who to reach out to. Darkness can grow slowly, so slowly that it can be difficult to recognise when light disappears. However, sometimes we are unaware we are in the darkness. If we are used to the darkness, a lack of knowledge and ways to access knowledge, it leaves us blind. It's important that we help to light others' darkness as well as our own. Others may deny that light exists, so we need to show that remaining in darkness is not the only option.
Before every genocide, perpetrators divide society into those considered worthy of human treatment and those who are not. False stories are circulated in public using propaganda and stereotyping to identify and victimise a specific group or groups, followed by discrimination, often enshrined into law. The darkness leading to genocide also causes deep emotional trauma. The Nazis encouraged people to fear Jewish people by stereotyping them as greedy, evil, and a threat to Germany. Anti-Jewish propaganda was spread in every medium. Posters, films, books, radio, broadcasts, newspapers, school materials and more all played a part in putting across this message. In 1935, the Nuremberg Laws stripped Jews of their citizenship, the right to vote and banned marriages to non-Jews to further isolate them from Aryan Germans, who the Nazis considered to be the true German people. The Nazis also used propaganda to demonise other groups. Disabled people were cruelly portrayed as burdens on society, with school textbooks containing maths problems asking children to calculate how much the state would save if it no longer had to care for the mentally ill. Men who were gay were portrayed as people who had no worth and who would have a weakening effect on German society. Whilst minority groups were demonised, propaganda glorified Hitler and the idea of an Aryan race. Vast public displays and rallies were filmed, helping to project the image the Nazis wanted. In Rwanda, Propaganda broadcast on radio stations and printed in newspapers sought to dehumanise the Tutsi minority. It called Tutsi people cockroaches and snakes, encouraging Hutus to view them as less than human. For those affected, fear, hopelessness and dread all have a profound and long-lasting impact.
In every genocide, amid all the darkness that existed, there have been those who oppose the regime, risking their own lives, homes and communities. Maintaining faith and culture during genocide defies the ambitions of regimes to eradicate entire groups and their culture.
Hanukkah, the Jewish festival of light, was celebrated in camps across Europe during the Holocaust despite the appalling conditions and limited means the Jewish people faced. People made menorahs from plywood and scrap metal and candles from threads of camp blankets, observing their traditions even though they risked their lives in doing so. There have been people who have risked their lives to rescue neighbours and friends and bring light into the darkness of genocide, fear and death.
There are many ways that we can all bring light, and there are many forms of darkness that need to be dispelled. We all have a responsibility to bring some light into a dark world. For refugees, pursuing a light of hope to reach safety, leaving behind the life they knew, was and is a difficult, dangerous and sometimes deadly endeavour. If refugees reach safety, there are still significant challenges to overcome, including navigating asylum processes, learning a new language, finding work in a safe place to call home. There are many ways we can support and welcome those fleeing persecution through local charities and refugee centres, even by welcoming refugees in our communities into Lanark Grammar School and offering them friendship. The persecution of Rohingya Muslims in Myanmar and the ongoing treatment of Uyghur Muslims in China must not be left unchallenged. Using our voices to raise awareness of their treatment helps shine a light on situations around the world and helps hold those responsible to account. There are so many ways darkness can creep into our world, and it is not only through violence. Far-right extremism, denial of oppression of people that is taking place, distortion of facts of how people are treated, fake news, being seen as a fact, all play a part in leading our world closer and closer to more genocide in our time. We need to find the truth, the real truth, not the social media truth, and understand how we act has an impact on other people. As our world deals with the unprecedented challenges of coronavirus, dangerous myths and hate-filled conspiracy theories are blaming and demonising people because of their identity. Spreading quickly on social media, it is crucial that we work together and speak out with the truth whenever we encounter lies and fake news.
Today we are being invited to remember the genocides that have taken place in which millions of people have lost their lives. Around 6 million people were killed in the Holocaust and many more millions in genocides that have taken place since the Second World War in places like Rwanda, Cambodia, Bosnia and Darfur. We are being asked to remember so that we can play our part in ensuring such atrocities never happen again.
As part of Holocaust Memorial Day, we are being asked to be a light in the darkness. The hope is that at 8 p.m. tonight, the 27th of January, everyone will light a candle in their window as a symbol of remembrance and hope. We invite each member of Lanark Grammar School community and wider communities around us to take a moment this evening and light a candle. Our lights are more powerful when we work together with others. At a time like this, when we think of and hear so much about suffering and death, it can be difficult to leave the darkness and allow ourselves to live in light.
But there is so much to be thankful for. In these past months, lots of people have helped neighbours and supported the isolated and vulnerable in our communities. Charities, churches, neighbours and friends have all joined together to provide help and support, a beacon of hope in dark times.
Holocaust Memorial Day enables us to remember for a purpose. It gives us the responsibility to work for a safer, better future for everyone. We can all step up and use our talents to tackle prejudice, discrimination and intolerance whenever we encounter them.
Today we remember that we can be the light in the darkness and play our part in ensuring that the darkness never again overshadows our world and its people.